Hello folks. Now you may not be able to discern from my accent, but I'm originally from Birmingham. And for all those Birmingham viewers out there, all right Bab, I'm actually from West Brom, but the thing is I'm just saying I'm from Brum because not a lot of people know where the Black Country is, do they? It's just easier to eat. Anyway, ta-da a bit Bab, ta-da, ta-da. Now some of the famous things to come out of Birmingham are Peaky Blinders, the Bull Ring, Misery, but arguably its most famous export and most impactful worldwide, both culturally and gastronomically, is Cadbury chocolate. In 1905, George Cadbury Jr. created that little block of sugar, cocoa and fat, and that's why Birmingham is home to the off-budget Willy Wonka chocolate factory that is known as Cadbury World. It's a sort of rite of passage for anybody who lives there to have gone. It's like a Brummie bar mitzvah, if you will. But if you've never been to Cadbury World or you've never been to Birmingham, don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. I guarantee you have definitely seen that little purple wrapper. Now, just like my accent, I'm no longer in Birmingham. I am in Australia, hence the sand. Something that Australia shares with Britain, apart from having a mugshot of Liz on the back of a fiver, is Cadbury chocolate. But not just any Cadbury chocolate, varieties of Cadbury chocolate that I have never even heard of, never even dreamt of. And so I thought it was my civic duty, having both coal and chocolate running through my veins, to taste and try all of the Australian brands of Cadbury chocolate and let you know exactly how it is. Now, there's a lot of Cadbury chocolate varieties in Australia that are not in England. 5.5 kilos worth I have 5.5 kilos worth of chocolate, and that's just the one bag. You're about to watch a diabetic coma live. Now, I'm not just going to try these chocolates willy-nilly, Willy Wonka. It's funny, isn't it? Because it's Willy. I've put them into different groups. You've got Group 1, the simply filled with just the one ingredient. Group 2, the Freddo family. Group 3, still filled with just one ingredient, but that ingredient's a little bit more exotic than Group 1. Group 4, you've got your jellies and your soft centers. Group 5, you've got the Crunch Bunch. Group 6, you've got the mix between the dark and the milk. Group 7, you've got your dark chocolates. And Group 8, your general miscellanea. Since I'm from the home of Cadbury, I feel I have the right to pass judgment on these flavours, so I'll be ranking them into 3 different categories. You've got taste, you've got texture, you've got mouthfeel. That's not a bad ranking system for Tinder, actually. Disclaimer, I'm only going to try chocolates that are not readily available at your local purveyors of confectionery. We're talking about your Tesco's, we're talking about your Sainsbury's, or your Morrison's if you're nasty. So why don't we get this hypoglycemic shock underway and let's begin. First up, you've got your hazelnut. Dairy milk, milk chocolate with hazelnut pieces. It's as if Cadbury were trying to do a Ferrero Rocher. Taste, I'm going to give it a 4. I like that. I like the hazelnut taste. Texture, I am a fan of crunch, but it's not fully crunchy. I give it a 3. And for mouthfeel, I think a 3.5. Next up, the roast almond. Carrying on with the nuts. It's good to have a handful of nuts each day. It's good for the brain, I think, and the liver, I think. Probably not when it's encased in dairy milk chocolate. With roast almonds. A lot more almonds this time, more of a crunch, nice almond taste. I like almonds. I really should be eating that much. I've got 5 kilos to get through. So taste-wise, I'm gonna give that a 5. I really like that. Texture, crunchy. I'm gonna give that a 4. Mouthfeel, yeah, it's creamy, crunchy, a little bit's getting stuck. I'm gonna give it a 4. Next up, these rolls, dairy milk rolls. Now, it just says dairy milk chocolate. And I was very intrigued. This is one of the first ones that I saw when I landed in Australia. And it's just little pockets of chocolate. Now, spoiler alert, I already had one of these. And it's just disappointing the second time around. I thought they were like Rolos or filled. It's not, it's just a little button of chocolate. So what was the point of that? 3, 3 and 3, because yes, it's nice dairy milk chocolate, but it was just a disappointment, you know? Nobody likes disappointing anyone. So disappointed in you rolls, so disappointed. Next up we have caramello. I was just like, this is just caramel. And I've had caramel before. As you can see, lots of caramel in there. It is. It's a caramel like you get at home. I'm not the biggest fan of caramel. I prefer crunch. So I'm gonna have to give texture a 3. Taste, it is still nice. It's always got like a slightly smoky flavour. Wrong. Don't take me as a food critic. 4 for taste. Mouthfeel, again a 3. That sort of gooiness. It's also like 30 degrees out here, and I've walked an hour to get into this sand dune, so it is slightly melted. And finally for group 1, we have peppermint. This is dairy milk chocolate with flowing peppermint flavoured centre. I'm excited about this. I do like a mint after 8, or before 8. So let's give this a go. Oh. Alien green. Oh, I can't tell. I can't tell if I like it or not. I don't like it. Because with an after 8, there's more mint than chocolate. This, there's a lot of chocolate. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but when you've got the freshness of the mint, then you've got like the slight, you got that chocolatey taste. It's washed it out. So I'm sorry, Cadbury's Australia. Your taste has got to be a 2. Texture, again, it was kind of like the caramello. I'm going to give it a 3. And mouthfeel, a 3 again. Gosh, harsh today. I mean, this is very arbitrary rating system. I don't know. I don't have any experience as a critic. It's out of 15 as well. That's not a good indication of anything. Okay, so we're on to our group 2, and this is the beloved Freddo family, the Freddo frog. Now, Freddos, as we know, have suffered from inflation over the years, so now you can only get them if you donate bone marrow. It's that precious a commodity. But over in Australia, they have them in bars. Milky Top is the first one. Coincidentally, is my drag name. Oh, there's a little Freddo face on it. That's cute. Nom. Sure, read what it says. Milk chocolate topped with white chocolate. And for all intents and purposes, I think you're paying for the face. I don't know how frogs and chocolate came together. It's not really something I associate with chocolate or, you know, the Aztecs. Freddo. So texture, I mean, it was just chocolate. There was nothing interesting about it. Just a middle of the line 3. Oh, different colour. Middle of the line 3. Taste, I couldn't taste it. White chocolate's my favourite chocolate. I couldn't taste it. So I'm gonna have to put 3. And mouthfeel, it was just average, 3. I wasn't too impressed with that, to be honest. Still done better than the bloody peppermint. This is a Freddo strawberry. Milk chocolate with strawberry flavoured centre. And this, it's just like the legends foretold. A little Freddo. Okay, so let's give this a go. Oh, okay. Of course, it's like roses. It's the same centre as a rose. Roses, strawberry rose, roses, strawberry roses. I'm stuck in a loop. Roses, the confectionery, the box, chocolates, roses, strawberry. There just seems to be too much chocolate. If you're wanting something with flavour, I'm expecting flavour, you know? The initial hit was nice, but after that, it was just chocolate. So I'm gonna have to give it 3.5. Texture, I'm gonna give it a 3. And mouthfeel, I'm gonna give it a 3 also. I'm only 7 chocolates in and I'm starting to feel sick. So it's also in the sun as well. Ugh, this isn't good. Next up, we've got a block of Freddo. It's the Freddo Rice Crisps. I'm excited about this one. I mean, this is a veritable spawn of frogs. Oh God, it actually looks like frog spawn as well. On the back, like them Sumerian toads or whatever. They're all doing different activities because Freddo is an active frog. One is doing the Fonzie, one is playing guitar, one is playing tennis, and the other one's reading. Got his eyes shut though, but instantly better. A nice crispy texture, hence the Rice Crisps, on brand. Okay, I appreciate this. Texture's getting a 5 instantly. That's the kind of crunch I like. Taste, however, there wasn't much to the thing. I'm gonna have to give it a 3. Mouthfeel, I'm gonna give that a 4. It's a nice crunchy, but then afterwards you're kind of left with that sort of soggy Rice Krispies effect.
Nobody wants soggy Rice Krispies.
Now, just before we finish up with the Freddo family, there is an honourable mention of its Australian cousin, Caramello Koala. Bloody Caramello Koala. Thankfully, these aren't functionally endangered. This is milk chocolate with smooth flowing caramel, so it's going to be like a caramello, but let's have a look at what it looks like. Would you look at that little guy? How freaking adorable. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. But it says it is caramel, so you can look cute, but I know what's coming. I just don't like caramel. Shame I can't on the looks, but I'm not that shallow to market on looks. I'm a refined kind of gentleman. Swipe right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give taste, texture, and mouthfeel, all threes. Threes across the board. So I appreciate it for what it is, I just don't like it. Water break. Ugh. And finally, in the Freddo family, we have Freddo Bubbles. Milk chocolate with white chocolate bubbles. Taste, I'm gonna give a 4 because you could taste the white chocolate a bit more. I think it was because it was aerated. Did I use that right? Texture, I'm gonna give that a 3.5. Mouthfeel, I'm gonna give that a good 4 because it was actually quite interesting. The sort of, the biting through. Because it wasn't like a straight through, it wasn't soft, it wasn't crunchy, it was just like, ooh, it was interesting, interessant. So we've done with group 2 of the Freddo family, but that last one, the Freddo Bubbles, segues me nicely into one from our miscellaneous section, the dairy milk bubbles with milk chocolate. So this is with milk chocolate bubbles, it says. So I presume it's going to be much like previous, however, Frog. Sans ribbit. Okay, I think I spoiled myself by having that Freddo one before because it had white chocolate. This was a bit of a disappointment because it was just milk chocolate. So, taste, do you know what? I really didn't like that. I'm gonna put, even though it was just chocolate, 3. Texture, 3. Mouthfeel, 3. It scored less than the other one because I was just disappointed with it, really. I didn't have any time for it. Its cousin is the bubbly mint. So this is with mint flavored bubbles. I mean, you gotta give them credit. They keep it simple. Very much the frog spawn in there. But it's an aero. It's a mint aero. So originality, 0. Taste, I'm gonna give it a 4. There's a lot more mint than the peppermint one. Texture, 3. Mouthfeel, 3.5. Somehow it was slightly better than the other one. Something I'm very excited to try is a unique bar of chocolate only to Australia. The one over here is cherry ripe, and I've seen this everywhere. It says ripe, juicy cherries and coconut in old gold rich dark chocolate. Well, oh frickin' K. Let's just dive in. Oh, well, put a saddle on me and ride me to town. That is, I'm gonna save that for later when I'm not feeling sick. That is delicious. Oh, that's everything I like. It's sort of like a raspberry ruffle, but with a slight bite from the coconut, which gives it the texture of coconut ice. Both of those things are things that I'm very fond of. I'm gonna wrap that up for later. I mean, this one's going to score very favorably. I didn't lick it then because that's rank. Taste. I'm gonna have to give it a 5. Texture. I'm gonna have to give it a 5. Mouthfeel, do you know what? It's a bloody perfect 15. Set off the fanfares, bring in the marching band. We can end this here. We can't, I've got so much more to eat. In the same vein as the cherry ripe, there are 2 other variants. There's the cherry ripe dark ganache, which is ripe juicy cherries and coconut with a dark ganache covered in old gold chocolate. Okay. No, I don't like that. I think it's a bit too rich and bitter for me. No me gusta. El sabor es 3. Texture, 4, because it was worse because of the ganache, but it's still, yeah. Mouthfeel, 4, because I don't want to put it on such a pedestal. And then you've got the cherry ripe double dipped. Hoo-hoo. Ripe juicy cherries and coconut lusciously double dipped in old gold dark rich chocolate. It's thicker chocolate at the top, but what they've done there is they've sacrificed on the good thing of the cherry ripe centre. Swing and a miss, Cadbury. Oh, where'd the ball go? Missed. Taste, a 4, because it wasn't as bad as the dark ganache one. Texture, a 4. And mouthfeel, a 4. We'll just call it a 12. You know, a 444. We'll call it a 66. And now we're into group 3, the more exotic single ingredients. So first off, we have Dairy Milk Top Deck. This is Dairy Milk milk chocolate with Dream White Chocolate. I'm hoping there's a bus on it. Is there? No. Oh, God, I feel so sick. Much more of a hit of white chocolate. So for taste, I'm gonna give that a 4.5. Texture, again, it's just chocolate. So 3.5. Mouthfeel, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Next up we have Turkish Delight. This is Dairy Milk, milk chocolate with Turkish Delight. Oh, you can smell it. Yeah. Oh, it's like eating gelatinous perfume. The texture there is gonna have to be a 2.5. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't like that. The mouthfeel, a 3, but the taste, I'm gonna give it a 4. That was a nice, it's an artificial Turkish. Well, I mean, Turkish Delight doesn't grow on trees, so of course it's artificial. Tropical pineapple. Dairy Milk milk chocolate with flowing tropical pineapple flavored center. Now I like pineapple juice and I like pineapple. No. Let's get to the judging. Taste, I'm gonna give that a 2. I really didn't enjoy that. The texture, it should have been firmer, I feel. I'm gonna give that a 2. And I'm gonna give it a 2.5 just to try and redeem it for the mouthfeel. Was not happy with that at all. Water time. Ugh. With Cadbury's, they do a lot of dairy milk with another brand of chocolate that they've put in it. So I've already had them before with Crunchy and with Boost as well. But there's one which I haven't had, which I haven't even heard of, and that's Morrow. Dairy milk, milk chocolate with choc malt flavoured cream and smooth flowing caramel. Now I've just eaten 18 different types of chocolate. I'm feeling pretty sick right now, and that does not sound good to me. But open heart, open mind. You get that malt taste, for sure. It's like a gooey Malteser with a little bit of caramel in the middle. Now I can see how people would like it. However, I'm not those people. Taste, 2. Really didn't like that. Texture, it was too soft, 2. Mouthfeel, 2. I wasn't a fan of that at all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't lie to you. I didn't like that. But this one may redeem it. Dream White Christmas, special edition. Dream White Chocolate with delicious raspberry pieces, rice crisps and almond pieces. Now this should be right up my alley. You've got white chocolate, you've got crispy bits, you've got fruit, you've got nuts. I mean, oh, I've got high hopes for this. I just don't want to be disappointed. I just can't put myself out there again and be disappointed. Oh, hang on. No. That's good. That's really good. The immediate thing you've got is the sharpness of the raspberries, and then you've got the crunchiness, and then afterwards comes that sort of toasted nut effect encompassed by white chocolate. That I'm gonna give just a clear 15 across the board. No deliberation, there's gonna be no photo finish on that. That's just it, that's just it. And to be honest, fight me on it. Now we're on to the next group of the jelly-filled and the soft centres. So first up, we have Black Forest. Dairy milk milk chocolate with cherry-flavoured jellies and biscuit pieces. I'm not actually the biggest fan of chocolate. Not anymore. I prefer fruit jellies, like Haribo and Haribo. So I do like jellies within chocolate. Yep. I'm digging that. You've got a little bit of crunch with the biscuit, but I'm still chewing the jellies. And I like that. I know a lot of people don't like that. I like that. That's tickling my teeth. That's going to take me all the way home, that is. Texture, 5. Taste, 5. Mouthfeel, 4.5. Not everything could be perfect. Next up, you've got one of my favourite ice cream flavours. So let's see how it translates to chocolate. Rocky Road. An autobiography. This is dairy milk chocolate with peanut pieces, coconut, marshmallows, and cherry flavoured jellies. Immediate coconut. There's a lot going on. It's not the best, but it's not bad. I would happily eat this, but I'm not gonna ask for it. Marshmallows, I didn't really get the marshmallow effect. Taste, I'm gonna give it a 4. Texture, I was gonna give it a 3.5. No, I'm gonna give it a 4. I think I'm being a bit critical there. Mouthfeel, 4. And finally, in this category of soft senses, we have s'mores. S'mores. Dairy milk chocolate with Pascal marshmallows and biscuit pieces. I don't know what's so special about Pascal, and I would look it up, but I kind of just want to get through eating all this chocolate. Now, as somebody who's never actually eaten a s'more, I don't have anything to contrast it against. I'm recognizing something from the other one. I think the marshmallow in the chocolate isn't very good. It's quite hard. It's quite like a cereal box marshmallow. Taste, 3.5. Texture, 3. Mouthfeel, 3. So a sort of an intermediary between the softer and the crunchy, we have the creamy hazelnut crunch. Dairy milk chocolate with creamy hazelnut flavoured creme, it's spelled with 2 E's, and crunchy caramelised hazelnut pieces. God, I feel so ill. The centre is quite soft, and then you've got that crunch of the nut as well. Taste, 3.5. Texture, 3.5. I wasn't blown away. It wasn't that crunchy. And mouthfeel, 3. I'm a little bit underwhelmed by the mouthfeel, to be honest. I prefer my mouth to be a bit more excited than that. Peanut brittle. This is dairy milk chocolate with pieces of peanut, crunchy salted caramel, and honeycomb. You get that salted flavour, and there's a little bit of crunch, and it leaves behind that sort of, as again, it's the wrong term, but that sort of smoky caramel flavour. Maybe it is smoky. Maybe I am right. Maybe I'm a genius at food. Taste, I appreciated it for what it is, 3.5. Texture, I was hoping for something a bit more like brittle, 3.5. Mouthfeel, 4. I could only find a big block of this. Cookie nut toffee. Dairy milk chocolate with pieces of cookie, peanut, and toffee. I'm not going to eat all this. That sort of burnt sugar flavour. That's what it is. It's not smoky, it's burnt. Oh, I am a gastronomical genius. There's a lot of crunch from the cookie, and then the saltiness of the peanut and the toffee and the burntness as well. It's in the same vein as like the Rocky Road, I think. I appreciate it, but I wouldn't pick it out. So for that, and because I want to get through this, I'm going to give it the same score. 4 across the board. Clean 12. This one I've had high hopes for a while. Please don't let me down. Crispy mint creme. Dairy milk chocolate with mint flavoured creme and crispy mint pieces. It's got these little pockets of crunchy sort of like sugar crystals. What I think is Cadbury can't do mint flavour very well. This is sort of a, tell you what it's like. It's sort of like milk of magnesia. That's exactly what it's like. It's like drinking milk of magnesia with the crunchy bit in it. Taste, 3. Texture, I appreciated the crunch. I'm going to give that a 4. There was those little sugar crystals. I liked them. Mouthfeel, 3.5. Popcorn, simple, but we'll see how effective. Dairy milk chocolate with toasted corn and popcorn pieces. I thought popcorn was toasted corn. I hope they're not trying to give me one of my 5 a day. It doesn't taste like popcorn. It's just sort of like, it was a half melted block of chocolate that they just placed on some toasted bits. I get the toastedness of it, but no popcorn flavour. Taste, 2.5. Texture, I appreciated the crunch, 3.5. Mouthfeel, 3. Again, I don't actually know what mouthfeel is. The Hedgehog. Dairy milk chocolate with biscuit pieces, toasted coconut and almond pieces. Crunchy. You got that toasted flavour to it, that sort of burnt flavour, which is nice. And the coconut as well makes it taste like a bit like a macaron, like a manuel macaron. I'm going to give that a 4. I'm going to give the texture a 4. I'm going to give the mouthfeel a 4. The final one of the crunch bunch is this, the coconut ruff with fruit and nut. Dairy milk, milk chocolate with sultanas, toasted coconut and hazelnut pieces. It's very much like a fruit and nut. The sultanas are nice. They're soft and juicy. And with the coconut piece, it's yeah, as I say, it's that sort of Emmanuel Macron flavour as well. I'm going to give the taste 3.5. I'm going to give the texture a 4. I did like that. And mouthfeel a 4 as well, because 'tis the season of giving. Now this one is a very special one. This is the snack. This is dairy milk, milk chocolate with 6 delicious flavoured centres. So what I think we have here, we have strawberry, we have pineapple, we have what appears to be a sarcophagus, we have what I'm guessing is a budget Nike symbol, we have orange, and this one here, we have a ploughed field. I'm going to try this sarcophagi. I can't even tell what that is. Is it mint? No. It tastes like Turkish Delight, but it's not. Oh, that was caramel. Oh, God. Orange. I like the orange. It's like roses again. Turkish Delight. Ah, no, thank you. Can't make up what that is. It's a very specific one, that. But because of the overweight of the other ones with the pineapple, and I'm going to give, do you know what? I'm literally going to give it half for all of them. It's going to go directly down the centre, 7.5 in total. Oh my God. Luckily we're into the home stretch now. We're getting into the more darker chocolates as the sun is setting and the darkness washes over. And also my vision going darker by the second. I think a migraine's coming on. There is an intermediary between the two, which is dark milk. Smooth and creamy Cadbury milk chocolate with a more intense cocoa taste. Okay, so it's just dairy milk, but just a bit stronger. Now here's something about me that you should know. I don't like dark chocolate. Also another thing you should know, I'm lactose intolerant. Taste is going to be a 3. The texture of 3, it was just chocolate. Mouthfeel, I'm coated on the inside of my mouth with chocolate. So I'm just going to give it a 3. And to be quite honest, the sun sets in 20 minutes and I don't want to be stuck out here. Dark milk, caramelized and roasted hazelnuts. Smooth and creamy Cadbury milk chocolate with a more intense cocoa taste and caramelized roasted hazelnuts. Yeah, much of the same. I mean, it's going to get the same score, but with an extra 0.5 for the crunch. And finally, in the dark milk category, we have the dark milk crunchy salted caramel. Smooth and creamy Cadbury milk chocolate with a more intense cocoa taste and salted caramel pieces. It's like sitting here. Like it's exactly the same, but with just a slightly salty burnt taste. Gosh, it's really taking it out of me. Taste, we'll add 3.5. We'll have 3.5 for the texture and we'll have 3 for mouthfeel. So finally, we're into the final group at last, and it's the dark chocolate. I've left the worst till last because I really don't like dark chocolate. Old gold dark chocolate. I'm just going to read what the back says to you. The ancient Mayans became the world's first chocolate lovers after discovering a new wealth of natural sweetness growing in their midst. They celebrated the humble cacao bean as a source of delicious sustenance, and we will always be grateful for their pioneering discovery before we went over and slaughtered them all. Created for authentic appetites, Cadbury Old Gold dark chocolate with its smooth, lingering, intense taste is favoured by today's dark chocolate lovers. Smooth, lingering, intense. I found my new Hinge bio. It does taste like better chocolate because milk chocolate isn't actually like real chocolate. It is meant to be darker for more of that like cacao taste. For taste, do you know, I'm gonna give that a nice 4. Texture 3, mouthfeel 3 because it's still chocolate. 70% cocoa, much like my internal structure right now is 70% chocolate. Oh, that's dark. Oh, that was almost like drinking coffee, and I hate coffee. Oh, that was intense. 3, 3, and 3, because the thing is, okay, we've got Old Gold with roast almond. I mean, I'm just expecting much more of the same, really. Yeah, just dark chocolate with almonds in it. Texture 3.5 for the crunch. Taste, sod it 3.5. Mouthfeel 3. Oh, let's just get through this. Old Jamaica rum and raisin, as the Aztecs went out to. I don't know. I'm trying to be witty, but now the thing is, I don't actually drink alcohol. And it's not that this is alcoholic, it's not. It's like, it's got nothing in it, but that, I know that's alcohol. Ew. Ew. Like the moment I bit into it, I was like, ooh, that's peer pressure. That's cirrhosis of the liver. That's meetings in a Sunday community centre. Taste, 2. Texture, I only bit into it, but 2. Mouthfeel, 2. I'm over it. Finally, we have the Old Gold peppermint. I planned it out and I left this till last. I was like, oh, it'd be nice to finish on a nice, what I imagine this to be quite After Eight-esque. But as we've discovered, Cadbury's peppermint flavouring has a lot to live up. God, I couldn't finish that sentence. Has a lot to live up to. Oh my God. Oh, I'm putting it to my mouth and it's coming up. Yeah, all right. It redeemed it at the last minute. That works, it was dark chocolate, which After Eights are. I think I just wanted After Eights, really. Tune in for my next video when I eat After Eights. That's gonna be a 4.5 for taste. Texture, 3.5. Mouthfeel, 3.5. That is all the types of Cadbury's chocolate in Australia that are not exclusive to England that I have tasted and tried. Oh, I feel so ill. For those of you keeping score, I did. The worst of them all that I had was unfortunately the Cadbury milk with Morrow. That malt taste, that caramel, it just didn't sit right, it didn't feel right. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. And I don't know what Morrow is, but I don't want any today or tomorrow. But the best of the ones that I've had, Clear 15 for the cherry ripe. Oh, the coconut ice and the raspberry ruffle, but cherry flavoured. Oh, that was delicious. Oh, that was delicious. The Dream limited edition. Now that was a dream. The crispiness of it, the raspberry flavour, the white chocolate, that was delicious. And the Black Forest, the chewiness of the jellies and the flavours, that was brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I now think I need to get my stomach pumped. My granddad always told me if you have a load of sugar, you need to have a lot of water. And luckily the ocean's over there. Have you tried any of these before? Which ones did you like? Which ones didn't you like? Which ones would you like to try? Do you disagree with any of my rating system? Just let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. And check me out on Instagram. If you're watching on Instagram, check me out on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, it's a loop. Cyclical loop. Oh, I feel so ill. But no, thank you so much. Luck and more to you all, my friends, and catch you next time. Oh God, what have I done? Oh.